The Golden Knights meet the Utah Hockey Club on Friday night, looking for their first preseason home victory. That and more on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com. Start the season off with a big return at America's #1 sportsbook. VGK will look to shore up a few things tonight, Chris, right at home as they take on the new-ish Utah Hockey Club. And they are the same old Arizona Coyotes, perhaps, maybe not, perhaps a little bit more improved. But VGK needs to focus on themselves. They need to do a few things better as they approach the halfway point of this preseason schedule. First of all, when you look at things, they need a better defensive effort in the game tonight. You can't get 30 shots on goal, for crying out loud. Got to get out to an early start. Can't trail 2-0 or get behind in shots on goal at 16-3 in the first period. They need to work on their special teams, the PK, especially 3 power play goals given up in the first 2 games. What else do you think that VGK has to do to take another step forward?
I think the biggest thing is going to be just finding out who is going to go where as far as the lines go. I mean, obviously Coach Cassidy and the coaching staff has their idea of how things are going to be, but you already saw Coach Cassidy jumble in the lines a little bit during the first home preseason game on Wednesday night. So it's just a matter of finding out who's going to go where. And obviously you got the chemistry and you got all that stuff that's going to, we're going to hear plenty about throughout the season. As far as maybe the most important thing tonight, I think a clean hockey game would be good. I know don't put too much stock into the results of a preseason game, but clean plays, clean exits from the defensive zone, get that transition game going. That's going to be so vitally important for the Vegas Golden Knights. We heard Coach Cassidy saying this needs to be the best defensive units in the Pacific Division. So I think it's important to see signs of that. Right now, I mean, again, it's 2 preseason games. We're not going to put too much stock into it. But that said, it doesn't look like the best defensive unit in the Pacific just yet.
Yeah, and one of the pieces that Bruce Cassidy pointed to was Ron Bjork really did not play on the PK. He believes that he can be a vital part of that when he spoke yesterday.
You got to make the team, but yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, he's kind of hinting that perhaps he might. And then, Cassidy, his narrative now too, okay, they have not worked on special teams. We get all that. But now, the newest of all narratives, the team has not scrimmaged enough. There's no scrimmages in between these games. I'm not quite sure. I don't know where he's going with all that. But again, William Karlsson is still out of the lineup. Don't know what's up with him, but it's starting to really perhaps become newsworthy, if you will. And Haig in the game the other night, he blocked a shot up high. We saw him leave the game, and then he came back later on. But perhaps injuries. Oh, he did mention that word chemistry too in his presser yesterday.
So Carlson's a concern right now. The worst thing that Cassidy can say that gives you an idea that this is not a good injury is when, well, we're ruling him out for now. He's day to day for now. He's week to week for now. Whenever that "for now" word is mentioned, there's kind of a concern. Cassidy mentioned early on that he was going to be a scratch on Wednesday and then that he was not going to play tonight. And now it looks like he's sidelined William Karlsson at least until Sunday. So, again, this could be an abundance of caution. How much of a training camp does William Karlsson really need? Not a whole lot. It'll take care of itself once the season starts. But the only reason this is a major concern, in my opinion, is because he ended last season hobbled. I don't know if the injuries are correlated or not. My assumption is that they are, but it's no more than an assumption at this point. And you definitely saw a much different version of William Karlsson when he was hobbled versus, the 30-30 point scorer in the regular season. And I'd pretty confidently say that a healthy William Karlsson for that entire round against Dallas would have flipped one of those games. And I think the Golden Knights could have beat Dallas if William Karlsson would have been healthy throughout that entire round. Obviously, it didn't happen, and we're going to move forward from that. But the problem is moving forward from that is the 24-25 season, where William Karlsson is at least not getting a lot of preseason reps, unfortunately. So this is something to watch, and every day that goes by, he's not on the ice, it gets a little bit worse, and we're, 12 days away from puck drop. So, yeah.
Nick Waugh has been taking his spot there on his line, and Joe
It's
Fleming.
a domino effect. They're trying to get Nick Waugh that time on the wing, and to learn a new position.
Didn't we
highlight? Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. And we knew that he would be a guy that they would plug into several different things there on this team. And Joe Fleming came in and filled in for Haig, my guy. I think he's still very valuable. This Utah hockey team, the other night, they had the chance of spicy tuna there. Chance for Liam O'Brien, who started a fight. They do have to do something to try to excite the fan base there in Salt Lake City. And it was O'Brien who picked a fight with Jeff Mallett. 3-2. Utah was a winner over the LA Kings. We don't know who we will see in net tonight. Connor Ingram started the other night for this Utah team. And perhaps it is Vamalka in tonight's game that we'll see some. Not quite sure, but they still do have firepower with guys like Keller and Nick Schmaltz. And the preseason, the acquisition during the offseason, their big one was the defenseman, Mikhail Sergachev from Tampa. So they still have some firepower, and it should be a highly entertaining game tonight.
This is a really good team. And last season, whenever we talked about Arizona, I mentioned this is probably one of the best rosters, age 25 and under. They're in a unique spot right now. Again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but let's just pretend for a second that they are competing for a playoff spot, and they're a team that has aspirations to make a run. They got $9 million in cap space this year right now. $9 million. Still? It doesn't look like anything weird is going to be happening as far as money going to hit. So they have to keep money open for next season because they just gave Dylan Guenther a $7.1 million AAV deal for like 6 or 7 years. But that doesn't go in effect until next year. So point being is if Arizona is in the playoff picture and they feel they can make a run, they can get a heck of a rental or a package of rentals.
You just called them Arizona, bro.
Dang it. $1 in the swear jar. But I mean, Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz, Lawson Cruz, Michelli is probably one of the best ones to look forward to.
Sean Dursey, Coley, Sean Dursey.
We can keep going. I mean, that's Dylan Guenther is going to be awesome. You mentioned Sergachev, obviously. Both goaltenders were solid last year. Connor Ingram did really well against the Vegas Golden Knights last season. Vamelka is certainly a growing goaltender as well. So this is a fun team, and this is going to be a problem for the Central Division in the next couple of seasons. And if they do overachieve, I'm really curious to see how aggressive they get come January as far as acquisitions. And I mean, I don't know how they stack up against other teams in the National Hockey League, but Arizona might be in the best situation. I mean, and look at their draft picks that are stockpiled. They've got their first for the next 3 seasons. And then they have a total for the next 3 seasons of 6 second-round picks. And then they have 5 third-round picks. So that's 5, 7, 10, 11. They have 14 picks in the first 3 rounds in the next 3 seasons. Yeah. So talk about a team that can decide their own fate and their destiny, and even they can dictate their timing, if you will, of when their Stanley Cup window opens. So definitely Utah, there we go, will be a fun team to watch and see how they manage all of this.
They also have Kyler Yamamoto, right, on a PTO. I thought that was a pretty decent acquisition, plugging in some pieces. And I just think that this team is on the rise. And VGK needs to really take care of this Utah team because, back-to-back experiences this upcoming season. I think teams are going to filter through Utah to come here. So tell them to rough them up. Be very kind to this Utah hockey team. Yeah, I think so for sure. Coming up next, VGK
Not
is
responding to that.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. No words. No words. VGK is raising Arizona. We'll tell you more about it when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. I roll. We are driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you to find quality candidates very, very fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you to hire faster, folks. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more that you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show, Locked On Golden Knights, you can get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/locked on. Again, go to Indeed.com/locked on right now. Support our show by saying that you heard it on this very podcast. Indeed.com/locked on. Terms and conditions apply. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. We are also brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. Gametime's got a lot of things happening. The new feature called Gametime Picks. It's something that filters out all the fluff and will show you only incredible deals on great seats so that you don't have to waste time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. And there's a lot of great live action going on around the city. Of course, you could get your Raiders tickets there Saturday night. I think Nicki Minaj is here, who's just offered tickets for that show. And check it out. Just go again to the Gametime app. Lowest price guarantee. They have event cancellation protection, job loss protection, which is really crucial in today's climate. Lowest price guarantee or Gametime credits you 110% of the difference. So, fans, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app today, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Again, terms apply. Create an account, use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Gametime today, Mr. Golick. What time is it?
Gametime.
Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen each and every day, especially today's WTF. What the Friday. We'll get into some comments here momentarily. And tomorrow on Saturdays, it's the Chris Jr. show. That's happening, the YouTube exclusive. And please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. Chris, VGK is swooping in. Next year, perhaps we'll have the caravan going through Phoenix and Tucson. I mean, it cannot wait. Since the Coyotes, since they left and went to Utah, VGK now just moving in, man. VGK is Mr. Steal Your Girl. That's who they are right now. They own the rights to the state of Arizona. And 55 games will be shown there on local television in those two markets, in Phoenix and Tucson. Talk about great expansion and growing the brand for the Vegas Golden Knights. Great move.
For sure. I know Foley talked about this a long, long time ago when all the Utah stuff was going down, and he basically mentioned, "Hey, this is obviously going to be growth, more larger market in Arizona, and obviously gives the Golden Knights a chance to generate more revenue." Which obviously Bill Foley's not going to be upset about that. So, I guess my bigger question is, how will the people of Arizona accept the Vegas Golden Knights right now? I mean, you have a very emotional market, if you will. I mean, you have everything that happened in the last 2 seasons with Mullet, and then obviously the owner, and then the team, is gone, moved to Utah, and you have some people that are still supporting the team. They have the emotional connection to the players and stuff. And you have some people who are just giving the finger to the owner and the former franchise. And now we have a lot of free agents as far as the fan base goes. So we'll see if they open up their arms to the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, I guess you don't hear there's not a bitter rivalry between the former Arizona Coyotes and the current Golden Knights. So I don't think it's going to be we're not talking about the Vegas Golden Knights taking the San Jose or the Los Angeles market or anything like that, where there's much more of an ill will, if you will, between the two franchises and, the fan bases in a spirited manner, I guess you can say. So good move. Obviously, Golden Knights will benefit from this. And I am curious what the business strategy is, like you said, with the caravan and everything in the off season. I know we make light of it and stuff, but it really does have its importance in a grassroots campaign and helping to build the brand. Obviously, now we have an ECHL team up in northern Nevada and things like that. And it goes outside the state of Nevada to some places where you don't maybe have as much hockey visibility, at least on a professional level. So be fun to see how the Golden Knights manages from a business standpoint about, 10 months from now or so.
Yeah, I would take full advantage of everything that's happening there in Arizona. And VGK is going to go in at least early on, pretty deep there with a lot of activities and activations. They've got a ball, hockey, and watch party going on in downtown Gilbert, Arizona, October the 19th. And then they're going to be putting on, if I'm VGK, yes, send down Chance and whoever else and do those ice hockey clinics that they've done. And is this something where you keep the appetite warm in Arizona until they get that expansion team? And I wonder how long it's going to take for them to get things moving. It's at least 3 to 5 years that you would have to imagine. In that time, VGK could build a very strong fan base there. They did it up in seriously up in the Utah area and up in that entire area there when they were on the AT&T Sportsnet, and now you have an opportunity to watch 55 games. It's a healthy schedule live there in the state of Arizona. So kudos to VGK. It's a great move.
No, it's definitely, everything is good about it. Everything is definitely going to be really good about it. I guess in the potential of a hockey team expanding or relocating or whatever might happen as far as Arizona hockey goes, I guess the bigger question is then what happens with the Vegas Golden Knights market. If that does happen, then obviously the Golden Knights have lost Utah, they've lost Arizona. So how would that matter in the grand scheme of things? I think we're a long way away. And honestly, again, I know the Arizona fans know the situation a heck of a lot better than I do, but I would be shocked if anything happened within a decade for hockey in Arizona, just given what the old owner did. The old owner destroyed everything in Arizona as far as hockey, as far as NHL hockey goes, which is unfortunate. Tucson, very noteworthy history and everything, but that's not enough to chug the momentum, if you will, for an NHL franchise. So as far as someone wanting to expand or relocate to that market and going through all the drama with the local politicians and all the red tape and everything, I don't know. So as far as how this managed for the Golden Knights, yeah, obviously a larger TV market, more exposure, and Arizona. I mean, welcome to the realm. There you go. It's like a company man now.
Okay, and we are going to be
welcome to the medieval empire. There you go, Tony. Is that better?
I like that. Yeah, we're going to change the name of the show. That's moving forward.
The Dragon is still. Oh, I'll say that for WTF.
Locked on Vegas Golden Yokes. That's our new name here on this show.
Locked on Vegas Golden Yokes. So I can change our name on Twitter, and then if we make the playoffs, I'll put an X by it or something.
The X. We cannot live without the X. Coming up next, it is that time of the week again. We're ahead of schedule today. And now it's time to go off the rails, right?
Slow news day.
Yeah, WTF coming
No,
up
no,
next.
no news dump last night.
Locked on Golden Knights, stay with us. Start off this season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Came into play last night on a late missed field goal. Point spread did. And Al Michaels likes that he could talk and chirp about the point spread now. In any event, FanDuel Sportsbook, the official betting partner of Locked On Golden Yotes. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more. And on the same page where you find all the action, that's where you can go. If you place your bets there, you can check out all that activity. And you'll get started as well with a $200 bonus bet activity. And it's guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet, $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. And coming up this weekend, very busy weekend here, sports activity, UNLV football on Saturday. The Raiders in that same Allegiant Stadium will be at home on Sunday. The Raider line currently against the Cleveland Browns is Las Vegas -2, and the total on that game is 37. Check out all the action. Just go to FanDuel.com. It is America's #1 sports book. Welcome back on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. Of course, don't forget that coming up tomorrow, it's the Chris and Chris Jr. show, the YouTube exclusive. They will have an in-depth recap coming up tomorrow of that very big game between Utah and VGK at the Fortress tonight. So, WTF. So I know all of you want to know this information. So I looked up yesterday.
This is going to be a long one.
No, I looked up the ECHL Tahoe Night Monsters, went to their website, and guess what's there finally? A skeleton of the roster. We've got a roster. So we have 7 forwards. Of course, you cannot have a roster in the ECHL without Shane Ball. You can't do it without Logan Nelson. And they also have 7 defensemen, no goaltenders yet. And so the head coach, Alex Lowe, has got to start filling those crucial roster spots for the ECHL team.
Whenever the next round of cuts is made, that's who's going up there. I mean, okay.
Yeah, WTF.
Okay. Toronto Maple Leafs. What?
Oh, I was going to ask you about this.
Are we doing? So Spit and Chickless put this up there and said Leafs in playoff mode. Just a perfect comment. Perfect title. So yeah. I have the replay up here. You have a transition happening where Toronto's going from looks like offense to defense to offense. Nylander and Nicholas Robertson are skating. Nicholas Robertson gets right behind William Nylander, and he spears him in the back. Now, he's trying to push him to help him get speed or something, but when you're not ready for that, that's like the equivalent of pulling off a drink from a tray when an unsuspecting server doesn't expect you to do it, knocks everything off balance, and down goes the tray. Same thing happens here. You don't expect a push from anybody when your own teammate's behind you, and now William Nylander is injured. And to make it even worse, Nicholas Robertson wants out of Toronto. The only reason he signed his RFA deal for one more season is so it's easier to trade a player under contract than not under contract. So this is such a clown show up there. So WTF, Nicholas Robertson and the entire Toronto Maple Leafs, because within the Maple Leafs. And then we're going back to a couple days ago is the roster updates show. So it sounds like Tuesday's show maybe or Thursday. I don't know, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
But let's see. Amazing how Stone, this is from Michael Dalsky 1209 on YouTube. Amazing how Stone and others get a free pass on injuries, but not Shea. one of the main reasons, Theodore, one of the main reasons they won the cup. In my response, the intern's response, odd perspective to bring to this channel because no one on this show gets a free pass for anything. End of story. WTF.
Yeah. WTF. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Was that the equivalent in that Maple Leafs game of a tush push, kind of pushing them across that blue line, though?
Yeah, but the tush push usually gets you a touchdown, not one of your star players on IR.
Nyland is hurt. We've got some of your comments here. At eRuns, our good friend at Locked On VGK.
Portillo's today. I saw his Portillo's post. Yummy. Okay, sorry.
Okay, is William Karlsson injured or is he rigging the preseason? WTF? We know the answer to that one. Very, very true. He's on the right path there. Big Gunner JW. WTF is up with Brisson. Bad game or out of his league? WTF. Isn't that the guy that spent most of this preseason in the penalty box?
So Brisson is interesting. I guess now that we're going to bring that up, and I'm going to bring up Cody Glass for a second.
Cody Glass.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Cody Glass for a second. So there was a lot made. I believe it was the second or third VGK season. Cody Glass spent a lot of the offseason building muscle and getting a bit bigger so he can check better and be a better physical force in the National Hockey League and also absorb those bigger hits, those hits from the NHL players. Never really had his coordination, never really got his career going. He's in Nashville trying to be a 3rd/4th liner. So Brennan Brisson spent his offseason building his core, getting stronger, and more explosiveness is the terminology that they used on TV. And, it takes a while. I mean, your body changes and you've done one thing your entire life as a hockey player. And now you got some more muscle and stuff. And it doesn't always equate to good things. Or in Brisson's case, it might equate to more time needed to learn his game. And, is Brisson going to be an NHL player? It's a fair discussion. It really is a fair discussion. And right now he's not. And I don't see, Al Lazinski is getting all the pub and everything. And Tanner Pearson's doing well. William Karlsson injury, maybe that could shuffle things. Who knows how that's all going to play out. But, where is Brisson right now? Like number 21, 22 as far as the depth chart on the forwards go? And that's only if something in the top 6 really opens up.
Yeah, no doubt. Someone was telling me yesterday that Brisson is probably happy because he is making close to $1 million, right, in salary, 2-way contract. He's a young cat and he's just living his life. So I don't know. Maybe he'll be patient. Who knows? But we've seen a lot of players, aka Gage Quinney, get stuck there in the AHL here in Henderson.
That's a Gage Quinney thing. Gage Quinney, he's a good player, nice dude, just not an AHL player. That's all. Although he did have some good moments in the game on Wednesday.
Yeah. WTF, this is from Prescott 6787. WTF, can VGK get better in preseason? How can we beat the Utah Hockey Club? I like that. That's pretty funny. No, exactly, but it's funny. WTF, this is from our friend T.A. Nyman. WTF is going on with, and I can chime in here at any point, with the Vegas broadcast and Nighttime Plus. I know it's preseason, but I honestly thought they would have fixed some bugs over the summer. WTF. You saw the other night on that Hannafin goal when he wasn't having that pin stuck on him. On the Hannafin goal the other night, did you notice, like I put up the photo, it literally glitched beyond repair where I never saw the goal. To this day, I did not see that goal. And fans were asking me, is that really how the Nighttime Plus app is? No, folks, it's at times worse. It's worse. It continues to buffer. Like, you're paying good money for this. They have thousands of subscriptions to it. You can take that money, invest it, and there's got to be a way to fix it because so many other teams also have apps like Nighttime Minus. WTF.
I'll say it. Nighttime what?
Nighttime Minus instead of Nighttime Plus.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
That was pretty bad.
That sounds like a Twitter that sounds like a Twitter handle, like a perfect troll account right there for somebody. So someone feel free to take that before Tony does. I mean, listen, nighttime. This is the Vegas Golden Knights here, and this crest, this logo does mean something in this city. And one of the things it definitely means is doing things professionally and at a high level. And the fact that, this is an app that they're very, very behind, and obviously people are paying money for.
Good
It
money.
needs to work. It needs to work. It needs to be better, and it's not. So everyone that drags it, I think they're rightfully should, and you'll see more of it tonight probably. And I don't understand how you go an entire off season, you can't fix any of this crap until now, but what do I know?
Yeah. Big weekend ahead. I know I'm going to be real busy this weekend. So
Nicki Minaj. So
tonight we've got the Epicurean affair that's over at the Sahara Hotel. It's the Epicurean with over 60 fine restaurants and lots of booze.
Oh, okay. Food. Okay, cool.
Yeah, food and drink.
Sounds like a new band or something.
And it goes to scholarships for UNLV students, which is terrific. Nice. Yeah, 500 clams.
I got some more nil money to have.
500 clams. Oh, geez, did he just say that? 500 clams per person to get in there.
How did that not come up in WTF today with all the new stuff that's come out? That's a whole show in itself.
Rebel Hockey doesn't have name, image, and likeness just yet, or maybe they do as a club sport, probably here locally.
Probably not as a club sport.
Yeah, well, it's Vegas. And then Saturday, UNLV football. We're talking about it. They take on Fresno State, 12:30. Get your tickets there.
Are they favoring that game, or what's the line like in that game?
For entertainment purposes only, it was 4 points was the spread. UNLV favored early in the week against a 6-pack opponent now in Fresno State. And now it's come down to 1.5 in favor of UNLV, and probably will still continue to move down. But with all this craziness,
who wins the game, Tony? Who wins the game?
Come on, UNLV. And I think going away, Haj Malik Williams, the backup quarterback, his team at Campbell University a season ago, the Campbell Camels, averaged close to 40 points per game. And he's electric, and he can also score points. He's a senior, and he's a great leader. I
got a late entry for WTF really fast here. WK9296 yesterday.
Okay.
Please stop wasting so much time talking about football.
Okay.
Thank you. So that said, if this backup quarterback, if he has a big game, is he going to go ask for more money?
Oh, geez. Come on, bro. That's not funny. Oh, you missed it. WTF. Dasco barking at a Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner, yesterday.
I saw that. That was good.
Get your facts straight, bro.
And did he respond?
A little up and back. Yeah. We went up and back. Yeah, a little bit. I'm not scared. And then on Sunday, we've got Raiders football. And I
said 37, that over-under on Sunday?
Yeah, 37.
Who are they playing?
Cleveland, the Browns. And I'll be live doing my updates. Thank you for leading me into this on Infinity Radio, formerly CBS Sports Radio. So nationally, do those updates. Okay, that's my weekend. And no one cares about yours. So tonight you've got hockey. Tomorrow, the Chris and Chris Jr. Saturday night, maybe you want to roll with me to Nicki Minaj too. Saturday night.
I think I'm going to paint and watch it dry. That I would rather do that over see Nicki Minaj in a concert. Allie, my daughter has her first soccer game of the season on Saturday morning. That's going to be exciting. And then the Young Guns, Chris's team that I coach, we have a game early on Sunday morning. So we got
nice.
A good sports weekend in the Golick house too.
We are. How did Eichel say it? Saying polar opposites, but we're both polar opposites, which made really not a lot of sense. For my man Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. We appreciate
the Home Depot to buy some paint. I'm out of here.
We'll see you again on Monday, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please, folks, take care.